Orange Shirt Day is a day where a group of people did organize a day to wear orange shirts to represent residential schools and their survivors.
To bring attention to residential schools, which was a big, and still is a big issue.
I think it has something to do with residential schools.
I should have done my research.
Orange Shirt Day is a day where you bring awareness to the residential schools.
It was 1973 and Phyllis Webstad was going to be starting school soon. Her family was poor, but her grandma was able to get her a bright new orange shirt for her first day of school. But upon arrival at the school, they stripped it from her and never returned it. Orange Shirt Day recognizes the lasting harm done by residential schools and provides opportunity for all of us to come together in the spirit of reconciliation.
It was a cultural genocide.
The system was the attempted cultural genocide of Aboriginal children.
To take away the identity from Indigenous children.
By forcibly abducting them from their families.
So they could be assimilated into the Canadian society.
And trying to, as one Ottawa politician said, kill the Indian and the child.
Residential school was created by the Christian Church and the Government of Canada to assimilate Indigenous people into the Canadian way of life. We suffer from the effects of residential school to this day, and we work towards reconciliation as a whole country.
I'm the third generation of residential school survivors.
My oldest auntie, which is my dad's oldest sister.
My dad went to daytime school.
My mom and my mom's mom.
My mom and my dad were both products of the residential schools, along with my older brother and my older sister.
She's been traumatized and she's not down a good path. I don't think I'll ever meet her.
We went to day schools, and then eventually we were a part of the 60 Scoop.
The 60 Scoop was when, I don't know if it was social services or whoever, the government came into your home, took your children, and either adopted them out to white families in Canada or in the States, but most of them went to the States and never knew nothing about their family here.
The healing's continuing. It's always continuous. You never stop. You always working on yourself. You're always working on your family. But that healing process is not an easy one.
Sometimes I see things that, like, just the way they parented, that I try and stay away from, but kind of fall back into the dysfunction that all that caused in people.
150,000 Inuit, Métis, and First Nations children were taken from their homes and forced into residential schools.
So, when we talk about reconciliation, it's about the educating piece, and it's about hearing the truth and listening to that truth with an open heart and with an open mind, but not taking that guilt, because that guilt isn't for them to carry.
It's a very traumatic part of history, and I want most cultures to accept the fact that what happened to Indigenous people, and that to let the country of Canada know the real story of Canada and what happened to the First Nations people, and I just want all cultures to know that.
Reconciliation, I do believe, is very important. Like, to me, that they destroyed lots. Like, they just totally destroyed a lot of people and everything. Like, took away basically everybody's pride, I would say. Like for me anyways, like it's hard. Still hard to this day.